Hello, boys and girls of Northwest Catholic Schools in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm Father Joe Jagodensky, Parish Administrator of the Church on the Hill, St. Catherine of Alexandria. I know in your religion classes you've been talking this week about vocation and a call. In other words, how do you want to commit your life in a meaningful way? There are many ways to do it. I have some funny ones if you'd like to hear them. If you have thick glasses, you may not want to be an optometrist, an eye doctor. If you want to be an FBI agent and don't like to run, you may want to think of a different career. What if your teeth just aren't that good? Well, you may not want to be a dentist. Or if you have asthma, I think the Olympics are out, but those are my jokes. We talk about vocation and calling as though the calling is dramatic or comes from something outside of ourselves. Sometimes that calling can be very quiet. It can be something you feel and that you hear inside yourself. I didn't fall off a horse like St. Paul with his calling. There was no burning bush like the call of Moses. I'm not a tax collector, so Jesus didn't call me like he did St. Matthew. And Elijah didn't wake me up 3 times in the middle of the night and whisper to me that here I am. I sleep quite well at night. Instead, my callings, there are 2 I'd like to talk about today. My callings were just inside myself and then reinforced by others. And by reinforcing by other people, teachers. A teacher tells you, you write well. You may want to be a writer. Or you draw very well. You could be an artist. You're good with math. You could be in computer science. You like to talk a lot. You could be a radio announcer. That was my dream when I was in 6th grade. However old you are in 6th grade, I think you're 13, 12. I had a pretend radio show. I wanted to be a radio announcer. And no one was allowed to visit my bedroom during my 60-minute radio show. I had a stick, and then I nailed a golf ball to the top of the stick. And at the bottom of the stick, I nailed a string, and that was my microphone. And I had a pretend live audience. And every Saturday, religiously, every Saturday, I had a pretend radio show where I entertained the audience with music and information. And I had a lonely childhood. That was my radio experience, but it led when I was in high school. I'm at a seminary. It's a boarding school. And boarding school means that you live there. You eat and sleep and study and read. Well, for some reason, they allowed me to go away on the weekends when I found a job, an opening for me as a radio announcer as a junior in high school. I'm 17 years old. WOMT in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. It was a weekend shift, so I had to leave the seminary and then report to my job. It started in September 1969. The shift began at 6:30, and I got to play rock music until midnight. Then I went home to my family's home and had to get up at 5:30, and take a cab because I didn't have my driver's license and report to the radio station by 7 a.m. to turn on the power. And then I worked from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. playing easy listening music on a Sunday morning. And that's when I learned all the old standards from the artists for the 40s and 50s. Then we had a Lutheran church service for an hour, so I had a free hour. And then the afternoon began with a polka party. I had to play polkas. I'm not a polka person, but that's what I did. And the radio station carried the Packers. So in the fall season, there was the Packer game that I had to sit and then play advertisements for. They taught me what I needed to know, and it was an amazing experience for someone that age, a junior in high school. I remember a high school friend saying, "We have a job just to make some extra bucks during the summer months, but you're doing what you want to do." It became a passion that extended into my priesthood. And we'll talk about that in a moment, but a vocation and a calling. It doesn't have to be in the church. It has to be something that you're willing to truly commit yourself to and learn more about it, and then to stick with it, and then to grow within it. And it's all done by three things that the prophet Micah tells us. To do what is right. Do what is right with your life. To love mercy, and then extend that mercy to others. And then to walk humbly with God. Can you think of three more important challenges, opportunities, three more important ways to live your lives? Do what is right, love mercy, and walk humbly with God.
Shine with the joy and the love of the Lord. We are called to be light for the kingdom, to live in the freedom of the city of God. We are called to act with justice. We are called to love tenderly. We are called to serve one another, to walk humbly with God. Your heart and show your mercy to all those in fear. We are called to be hope for the hopeless, so all hatred and blindness will be no more.
Well, that's my radio experience. Started at 6th grade. Let's back up a bit. 3rd grade. I'm 10 years old. I want to be a priest. So I had another pretend experience. Every Sunday after the real Mass, my parents bought me plastic vestments to wear. So I had a pretend Mass. I used a dictionary as the Bible, and my sermon was reading the bulletin faithfully every week. I decided to continue this calling inside myself. It was never an external calling. As a matter of fact, some people tried to talk me out of it. So, entering the seminary, I was ordained in 1980, and then a combination occurred. I was able to combine my 6th grade dream with my 3rd grade dream. I had a 2-hour talk show on WTMJ every Sunday night from 8 to 10 p.m. People called in with all kinds of questions. My co-host was a United Methodist pastor. And then I had a rock show on what was called then WKTI, TMJ's sister station, and it was called Rock of Ages. And not being a Christian music fan, I played real rock music and tied in a Christian message. And it was wonderful combining the two. The priesthood, I'm beginning my 42nd year. Vocation, it's what you feel inside yourself. It's what people may encourage you. And even those who discourage you can help you be more firm in what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And when you do it, then you are living the 3 things from the prophet Micah, that you are loving God, showing mercy, and walking humbly with God. That's my story. Let's wait and see how yours unfolds as you continue to grow.
Yeah.